Have you ever thought that a nursing home was the only option when your parents started to get older and needed more help? I used to believe that too. I thought it was the safest place, with professionals who could take care of them 24/7, and that it would ease the burden of daily responsibilities. But the truth hit hard when I saw it up close. The loneliness, the routine, the loss of independence. It didn't feel like care. It felt like we were giving up something deeply human. The good news is, there are better options, more affordable ones, more loving, more personal, and honestly, more fulfilling for both seniors and their families. In today's video, I want to walk you through 6 powerful alternatives to nursing homes, options that most people don't even realize exist, but that could completely change how your loved ones experience their later years. If you're feeling unsure about what's best for your aging parent, if you're struggling with guilt or overwhelmed by choices, this video is for you. Let's talk about real solutions that bring dignity, joy, and connection back into elder care. 1. In-home care, helping them stay where they belong. Let's start with the first and possibly most underrated option: in-home care. This is a choice that allows your aging parent to stay exactly where they feel most comfortable, at home. For so many seniors, the thought of leaving their home is heartbreaking. It's not just about the house, it's about their garden, their favorite chair by the window, the familiar sounds of the neighborhood. It's about memory, comfort, and identity. In-home care means bringing the help to them, whether it's just a few hours a day to assist with meals, bathing, or medication reminders, or full-time care if needed. The beauty of this option is flexibility. You can tailor the care to exactly what your loved one needs, without forcing them to adjust to a completely new environment. And here's something most people don't realize. In many cases, in-home care can actually be more affordable than a nursing home. The average cost is around $4,500 a month, which is often significantly less than full-time institutional care. But beyond the dollars, you're also giving your loved one something you can't put a price on: their independence and their dignity. I remember hearing a story about a woman in her 80s who just needed help for a few hours each day. Her daughter arranged a part-time caregiver to come by in the mornings. That small shift meant she could keep living in the home she'd spent over 50 years in. Her words were simple, but powerful. As long as I can sit on my porch and drink my coffee, I still feel alive. Of course, in-home care isn't without its challenges. It takes coordination. You'll need to manage caregivers, schedules, and check in regularly to make sure things are going smoothly. But many families find that the trade-off is worth it, because their parent gets to age in place, surrounded by everything they love. Before rushing into a nursing home decision, take a serious look at in-home care. It's not just practical, it's deeply personal. And for many seniors, it's exactly what they need to feel safe, respected, and, most importantly, at home. 2. Assisted living. Independence with a safety net. Assisted living is often misunderstood. Some people think it's just a step below a nursing home, but in reality, it's a completely different experience, and for many seniors, it strikes the perfect balance between freedom and support. Here's how it works. Your loved one gets their own private apartment, usually with a small kitchen, bathroom, and living area. It's their space. They can decorate it, host guests, and live life on their terms. But just outside their door is a team of caring professionals who are there to help with meals, medications, housekeeping, and anything else they might need. This setup means seniors don't have to deal with the stress of managing everything alone, but they still get to maintain a sense of independence. It's like having your own home inside a supportive community. What makes assisted living special is the emphasis on lifestyle. Most communities offer daily activities, social events, fitness programs, game nights, and group outings. For someone who might otherwise be isolated at home, this kind of engagement can completely transform their emotional and mental well-being. From a financial perspective, assisted living typically costs around $4,500 per month, similar to in-home care and often less expensive than full-time nursing facilities. And because the care can be customized, you only pay for the level of support your loved one actually needs. Now, assisted living isn't for everyone. If your parent needs round-the-clock medical supervision or has serious mobility or cognitive challenges, this might not be enough. But for someone who's still relatively active and just needs a little help getting through the day, it can be a game changer. One woman told me her mom, who had always been fiercely independent, was nervous about moving into assisted living. But within a month, she had joined a book club, started water aerobics, and made 3 new friends. Her daughter told me, "I thought I was helping my mom stay safe. Turns out I helped her start living again." If your parent is still active but starting to need more support, assisted living is worth a serious look. It's not about giving up independence. It's about making sure they don't have to face aging alone. 3. Living with family. Love, tradition, and everyday moments. For many families, the most natural answer to elder care is the one that goes back generations, bringing your aging parent to live with you. This option isn't just about convenience, it's about connection. It's about honoring the people who raised us by keeping them close during the stage of life when they need us most. In many cultures around the world, this is the norm. Parents live with their children, and aging is seen as something we face together, not alone in an institution. Living together offers something that no facility ever truly can: love that comes from within the family. Your parent becomes part of your daily life again, sharing meals, talking with grandchildren, offering advice and wisdom only they can give. The emotional benefit goes both ways, deepening bonds across generations. Financially, it can also be a smart move. You'll likely save thousands compared to the cost of a nursing home, especially if you're able to provide some of the care yourself or supplement with occasional help from part-time caregivers. And if your parent has a fixed income, that money can be redirected toward home modifications, medical supplies, or respite care. But let's be honest, this arrangement also takes effort. It's a big change for everyone involved. Schedules shift, roles reverse, and there's a real risk of burnout if the care demands get too heavy. That's why planning is essential. Talk openly with your family. Set boundaries. Divide responsibilities. You don't have to do it all alone. Some families rotate care among siblings. Others rely on adult day centers for support during the day. And many bring in professional help for a few hours a week, so they can rest, recharge, or focus on work. What matters most is creating a space where your parent feels safe, loved, and included, not like a burden. I once met a man who converted his garage into a mini apartment for his father, complete with a little porch and garden. He told me, "It's the best decision we ever made. My kids have grown up with their grandfather, and I've had the chance to know my dad in a whole new way." Bringing a parent into your home isn't easy, but for many families, it becomes one of the most meaningful decisions they ever make. If you can find a rhythm that works, the rewards, for everyone involved, are immeasurable. 4. Senior co-housing, independence with built-in community. Imagine growing older, not alone, but surrounded by friends. People your age, living nearby, sharing meals, helping one another with errands or rides, and simply being there, not as staff, but as neighbors who care. That's the heart of senior co-housing. Co-housing is an alternative that blends independence with community. Each person or couple has their own private living space, usually a small apartment or cottage, but the residents share common areas like kitchens, gardens, and activity rooms. It's not an institution. It's not a facility. It's a neighborhood designed by seniors for seniors. One of the biggest challenges older adults face isn't physical health. It's loneliness. It's that quiet, invisible kind of isolation that sneaks up when the kids are busy, the phone doesn't ring as often, and neighbors move away. Co-housing solves that by creating an environment where connection is built in. These communities often organize group meals, fitness classes, game nights, book clubs, and volunteer activities. Everyone chips in. Everyone has a role. You maintain your independence, but you're never far from someone who can lend a hand or share a laugh. And here's the surprising part. Co-housing is often cheaper than traditional elder care. That's because residents split costs, utilities, groceries, occasional caregiving, even transportation. For seniors on a fixed income, this kind of shared responsibility can stretch retirement dollars much further. But it does take effort to get started. Sometimes you have to help create the community yourself. Other times, you'll find established co-housing developments with openings. Either way, it's important to find the right fit, people who share similar values and lifestyles. Of course, living closely with others means learning to navigate differences. But many residents say the sense of purpose and friendship is worth it 100 times over. One gentleman I spoke with, a retired teacher in his 70s, said, "I've never felt more alive. I thought I'd be lonely at this age, but instead, I feel surrounded by meaning." If your parent is still healthy, active, and values independence but doesn't want to grow old in silence, senior co-housing might be exactly what they need. Not just to age, but to thrive. 5. Adult daycare. Care. During the day, comfort at night. Adult daycare might not be the first option families think of, but for many, it turns out to be the perfect middle ground, giving seniors the support and social connection they need during the day, while allowing them to come home to the comfort of family each night. Here's how it works. Your parent spends the day at a licensed center where they can participate in group activities, eat healthy meals, enjoy supervised exercise, and get help with medications or therapy as needed. In the evening, they return home. It's like school for seniors, but filled with purpose, friendships, and care. For working families, this option can be a game changer. If you're juggling a job, raising your own kids, and trying to care for an aging parent, adult daycare gives you those essential daytime hours to breathe, focus, and reset, without the constant worry about whether your loved one is safe and cared for. What's even better is the emotional impact it has on seniors. Many of them come alive in these programs. They meet new friends, discover hobbies, and feel engaged again after years of being homebound. I heard from one woman who said her mother was smiling again for the first time in months after just a week in adult daycare. Sometimes all it takes is a change of environment and some human connection. And then there's the cost. Most adult daycare programs range between $1,500 to $2,500 a month, significantly less than in-home care or assisted living. That makes it one of the most affordable ways to provide daily structure and support. Now, like every option, this one has its limitations. If your parent has major mobility or health issues, they may need extra help at night or on weekends. But that's where hybrid care comes in, combining adult daycare with a part-time caregiver or family support during off hours. It's not about patching things together. It's about building a care plan that works for your family and meets your loved one's real, daily needs. If your parent is mostly independent but could use some companionship and structure during the day, adult daycare offers both freedom and peace of mind, for them and for you. 6. Hospice and palliative care, dignity and comfort in life's final chapter. Talking about end-of-life care isn't easy, but avoiding the conversation doesn't make the reality any less true. And sometimes, the most loving thing we can do is make sure that the final stage of life is met with comfort, peace, and dignity. That's where hospice and palliative care come in. These services are not about giving up. They're about shifting the focus from curing to caring, from prolonging life at all costs to making every moment count. Hospice care is for seniors with a terminal illness and a life expectancy of 6 months or less. It focuses entirely on comfort, managing pain, easing stress, and creating emotional, spiritual, and physical peace. It can take place at home, in a hospice center, or even in a hospital, depending on the situation and preferences. Palliative care, on the other hand, can begin much earlier, even while treatments are still happening, and is designed to improve quality of life for anyone with a serious illness. It's not tied to a timeline. It's about support. What makes these options so powerful is the holistic approach. You don't just get doctors and nurses. You get a team, therapists, counselors, social workers, sometimes even chaplains, all working together to ensure that your loved one is not just treated, but truly cared for. And for the family, that care extends too. You'll get help navigating tough decisions, support with the emotional weight of caregiving, and the chance to spend your time not managing medications or logistics, but just being present, fully and lovingly. I remember one family who brought their father home under hospice care. They transformed his bedroom into a peaceful retreat, with his favorite jazz music playing, photos of his life surrounding him, and a nurse who visited daily. He passed away with his wife holding his hand, his kids nearby, and a sense of calm that brought them all comfort. His daughter later said, "We lost him, but we didn't lose ourselves in the process." And the best part? Hospice is often fully covered by Medicare or insurance, making it not only a compassionate option, but a financially manageable one as well. It's normal to be afraid of this chapter. But when it's approached with care, presence, and intention, it can be a time of deep meaning, reflection, and connection for the person leaving and for the ones they love. If your family is facing this decision, know this: hospice and palliative care don't mean giving up hope. They mean giving hope a softer place to land. So let's recap. We've explored 6 powerful alternatives to nursing homes. In-home care, where your loved one can age in the comfort of their own home. Assisted living, which blends independence with professional support. Living with family, a return to tradition and togetherness. Senior co-housing, where friendship and community replace loneliness. Adult daycare, a flexible option that supports both seniors and caregivers. And finally, hospice and palliative care, offering dignity and peace in life's final chapter. Each of these options has its own strengths, and not everyone will be right for every family. But that's the beauty of it. You don't have to settle for a one-size-fits-all solution. There are real, thoughtful, compassionate paths available. You just have to know where to look. And here's the truth. The way we care for our aging loved ones says a lot about who we are. Not just as individuals, but as a society. Choosing love over convenience, presence over perfection, and connection over cold institutions. That matters. It matters deeply. If you're watching this right now and feeling overwhelmed, take a breath. You don't have to have it all figured out today. Start with one conversation. Ask one question. Explore one option. Every step forward is a step toward giving your loved one the kind of life and care they truly deserve. And if you've already chosen one of these paths, or discovered something that worked beautifully for your family, please share it in the comments. Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Because at the end of the day, aging doesn't have to mean isolation or institutional care. It can mean comfort, meaning, relationships, and even joy, if we're willing to look beyond the obvious and lead with love.